woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Hey guys, I was just looking. I had a little bit of a lag there right at the beginning. I was wondering if I was going to have to go on a tirade about Susan. Willie's here, and Code, and Oink, and Chairman Mao, and Battle Droid, and Lix, and Corn Nightmare, and Nile, and Red Wolf, and Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley. I always say that. Ashy, and Steve, and Diddley, and Space Outlaw. Big Green. Wow, Morgan's here, and Andrew, and Bebop. Chrome is here. Did notifications go out? What? Akash just said that. Thank God, finally got your notification. How is that possible? That we can have several days in a row where none go out to speak of, and then they go out in mass fairly. Do any of you guys, in all seriousness, because we all try and figure out as best we can what the issues are with YouTube, and that's a never-ending rabbit hole. It seems funny that it looks like a significant amount of notifications went out. And I didn't get a chance to upload a video today, though. Do you think it's possible that Susan is limiting you to how many things they're willing to notify people about? that would be just about appropriate. Steve says, boobs or bum? It depends. I would be glad to tell you if I had a preference, but that's more of a whole, how does it work with the whole package type of thing. It all depends on the individual. Wow. Red Wolf, yeah, I know you've been with me for a while. I've been subbed to you for years. I've probably only gotten 10 notifications overall. YouTube is so fucked. It's crazy. It really is. And as I've said, I'm not an IT guy, but even I know it's not that difficult to write code to have notifications go out to people that have subscribed to your channel. And they aren't interested in making it work. Oh, we'll be doing, Wario, we're going to be doing plenty of, the reason we're doing a Just for Fun stream, and you can talk about anything you want, but you can ask me any questions you want, is just to catch a breath, take a little break from the seriousness of what's going on. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that on the regular. Chrome says, guys or girls? Girls got just so many awesomely cool jiggly parts. They do. Guys have jiggly parts too. They're just not as interesting. Girls. I had to think it over, but girls for sure. The best Naruto villain, Eddie. I don't know if he's the best. My favorite Naruto villain is Madara. I always thought he was a great, phenomenal villain. Yeah, for me it's Madara. Top or bottom? Depends on my particular mood that day and the prison that I'm in. That does make a difference who you're in with. I love you guys' questions. Rusty spoons feel good. Rusty spoons. Would you rather shit your pants every time you come, or have a 10% chance of saying the N-word in every conversation you have? At my age, I'm already shitting my pants. So what the hell difference does it make? I'll just go with that rather than being an absolute douche to the whole world. Wolverine, check my last post. Okay. Where are you at, Wolverine? Where'd you go, pal? Okay, saw the one where you said, yo. I don't think that's the one. Oh, there it is. I went right by it. Since we can ask you anything, when will you set aside time for God of War? Well, you're welcome to ask me anything, but if I don't know, I can't answer. I have no idea when more God of War will be coming. I don't know. Really? Jake, that's not surprising. He says, I know if you upload multiple videos over a short period of time, they'll only send out one. This is interesting. I'm wondering if there's anything to that because I hadn't uploaded a video yet today, and I haven't updated the waifu contest because that's a notification thing too because it's in the community channel, and all of a sudden, we get shroom. We had a significant number of shroom. What the fuck does that mean? A significant number of notifications go out. Oh, Zurazul says 3 anime waifus spend the day at your whim. Who? Anytime it's waifu, Ceres Victoria has to be one of them. I'll give you the other 2. Probably wouldn't matter because she would kill me, and she wouldn't even have to like lop off my head or anything. Just being in her presence would kill me. So I get 2 more besides Ceres. Boy, that's tough, pal. Let me look at, so I don't forget somebody. Let me just look at the current tournament. Because you know me and trying to remember things on the fly, and I'll just give me the names better. I'm just pulling up the tournament right now. I'm trying to. What the hell's going on? Don't tell me Bracket HQ is down. God damn it. Oh, Bracket HQ is not loading at all. Oh, there it goes. Finally did. Okay. Just about to go elsewhere. Okay. So let me go through. Definitely Ceres. Who would be the other 2 I'd pick out of here? Actually, one of them might not be on here. No, I don't know. Oh, boy, this is a tough question. I think I would take Ceres. Believe it or not, guys, I know she got annihilated in the tournament, and it's Full Dive is not a well-known anime, but Riona. There's just something between Riona's look and her attitude. I think she would actually be one of them. And then probably Akeno, because Akeno is insanely hot, and and such a freak. So that's off the top of my head. Now, if you ask me that same question tomorrow, I'd probably have, a different 2 out of 3, depending on the mood I'm in. Hey, Jack Harper Game says, was family your only determining factor from going full-time as a wrestler? Yeah, oh, yes. Yes, Jack. When I was, I think I told you guys that story. When I went down to Texas, lived in New Mexico. I went over to Texas to work out with Tully Blanchard's dad, Joe, and his organization, which was big over there. I got to know some of the guys, and I got to talk to Joe himself. And when I found out that, they're on the road 300 days a year minimum, I was always too much into family to want to live that life. And I decided, look, I can still be a wrestler. I'll just have to do it in local indies and things. And that's what I ended up doing. But yes, that was the determining factor. If it wasn't for the strong family connections, I probably would have packed up right then and moved to San Antonio away from New Mexico, because Joe said I could come, and they would help. They would refine my training and work with me. He was a good dude. Rosalina Speedrun says, hey, Curtis, I have a question for you. Anime boobs? Yes, always yes. Always, always yes. Ashley says, how do you cope with negative thoughts? I can't stand having negative thoughts. It's a good question. For me, and again, right, I'm always happy to tell you guys exactly what I do. I don't want to, everybody's wired differently. So I don't want to make it seem like if this works for me and it doesn't work for you, that you're failing at it. It just means I'm wired differently. I am able to focus on upcoming things, whatever it is I have to do, and can get me away from the negative thoughts. I'm very fortunate that I have all this. Believe it or not, when you're having a bad day, when you're having those negative thoughts, it's amazing how much of a pick-me-up it is to be able to just come in here and start a live stream and have a bunch of you guys that'll come in and hang out with me. So everybody doesn't have that accessible to them. But outside of that, it's concentrating on upcoming things I have to look forward to. And if I don't have anything, setting something up, even if it's something little to look forward to. An outing, going out to dinner. I like to play blackjack. I'll set up a day that I'm going to go to the casino. Anything like that. Crystal Pepsi says, how did you get started in stand-up comedy? Well, I'd always been interested in comedy. I always loved stand-up. And I told you guys the story, and it's one of those things that, again, when you're a comic, if something strikes you as funny, even if it didn't really happen, you'll relate it as a story because that's the nature of comedy. But when I tell you guys about the whole thing in elementary school with the SpaghettiOs, and when everybody laughed, I was like, that's legit. I looked around and I was like, they're all fucking laughing because it's something I said. And it's like, okay, that this is what I need to do. And then how I actually began was in 1984. Yeah, 1984. I had moved back to New York. There was really nothing much going with the indie wrestling community around here at the time. And I wanted to try stand-up. I always had. And so I contacted a local comedy club. And he told me, yeah, he says, we have an open mic night. And he told me when it was. I went down, went to the open mic. And that's where it all began. Zurzul says, fun bit below I meant to tell you before. Oh, okay, I'll watch for it. Steve says, would you rather have a facelift or have your balls injected with anti-wrinkle serum? I don't want either. I'm one of these people that it's like I'm old and I'm okay with that. I don't mind being old. So of the two, I would think a facelift would look really stupid on me and everybody'd have to look at it all the time. So I'll anti-wrinkle my nuts. Zurzul says, friend of mine wrestled Superfly Snuka, who's one of my favorite guys to work, and wrestled in New Zealand. Met his wife when she choked him out between her thighs. They always joke about whether or not it's spousal abuse or practice. Snuka, of all the all the big name guys I got to work with, Snuka was my favorite. I told you guys about about making him laugh during the match. He kept punching me in fucking putting his knuckle right in my temple, trying to get me to shut up so I'd stop making him laugh. My favorite One Piece character, Eddie, one of the rare, there's only, not even a handful, there's only a few anime where the main character is my favorite character, but One Piece is one of them. I love Luffy. Just love Luffy. Chrome says, so we got some sort of good news today. Funimation and Crunchyroll are merging. I did see that. So all Funimation's library dub and sub is moving to Crunchyroll. Some of it just arrived today. It's so funny it happened today too, Chrome. You guys at the Goosh are going to see this. I keep forgetting to post a notice to you guys at the Goosh. I'm now ahead. I'm going to be in the middle of March, just on a Monday through Friday. We're just shooting down to North Carolina to take care of some family things. I have family down there. So, I always put videos ahead so everything can just keep going smoothly. I'm actually a week ahead on videos right now because what I do is I get those built up first. So I'll have the daily videos I need for the Goosh, and then I'll do a bunch of the G100s before I go so I don't have too many to make sure I get them all in the month. So you guys won't see it for several days is what I'm saying. Funimation was on an absolute fuck up today. It's been getting worse and worse. But I was struggling just to get through the videos. I had to keep reloading the pages. And then I see that they're merging. It's like, yeah, they don't give a shit anymore. Sony stopped caring about it. So I'm going to have to start looking for the series we're doing and see if they moved them to Crunchyroll yet because Funimation's turned into shit. And it's like I said in the video, it kind of pisses you off that I always try. You guys know that. I always try and make sure everything I watch is from an official release point. And it's kind of ridiculous when you pay for the official release point and the quality is worse than you would get if you went to a pirate site. Code says, what are your thoughts on Filet-O-Fish? I am not a seafood person at all. But actually, Filet-O-Fish, like the crappy ones you get at a fast food joint, I'll eat them once in a while. I gotta be in the mood for it, but every once in a while, I'll eat those. Not a big seafood person at all. The only seafood I ever really cared for, other than occasional Filet-O-Fish, is fried clams, but the only problem with them is, as I've gotten older, there's just certain, and it's random as hell, there's certain random foods that sometimes bother me, bother my guts. Why, I couldn't tell you. And fried clams are one of them, so I eat them rarely now. What's 9 plus 10? Licks, 21. Rosa says, ask me anything. I got good questions. Why does 13 equal 50 in the USA? Uh, I think we're talking percentages of crimes there, Rosa. Wolverine says, Jotaro offers you a stand. Do you accept the offer? Yes. Yes. I think stands are cool as fuck. I would not be responsible with it at all either, in case you're wondering. Just like if I ever, if I ever got superpowers or, like Saiyan powers or something like that, anybody that thinks I'm going to use them only for the power of good doesn't know me. Jake says, I stopped watching porn for this. Either way, I'm getting off. Oh. It's just me says, what would you say you're most passionate about? Stand-up comedian or professional wrestler? Well, professional wrestler was something I've wanted to do my whole life. I always liked making people laugh, but even after that incident in whatever it was, kindergarten, first grade, and I decided I like making people laugh, I hadn't really thought about stand-up comedy until much later. But that said, I don't take on anything like that with all the things I've done unless I really have a strong passion for them. So I can't say I'm more passionate about one or the other, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to put all into it. It's just like with putting together material now to potentially bring back on stage. I focus on it. I write it, rehearse it over and over and over. I want to make sure that when I do perform it for somebody, it's the best I can do. Just like when I was wrestling, I don't change my match at all. If we show up at a house and instead of a couple hundred people there's 5, they're getting the same goddamn match I was going to do regardless, because those 5 people paid to be there and paid for a show. And so if I was planning on getting knocked unconscious with a manure shovel, my dumb ass is still getting knocked unconscious by the manure shovel. I never had any problem with passion for the things I do. Exactly, Big Green. He says, fuck using any kind of power only for good. You got to live a little. Exactly right. Yeah, like if I get x-ray vision or something, I'm not going to be looking into women's locker rooms through the wall. Come on. Does anybody believe that? Rainy Friday says, hey, Curtis and all, in these uncertain times, I hope everyone stays safe. You as well, my friend. You never know what tomorrow will bring, so get that shit done today. Yeah, truth. But I'll tell you, I will say that's good advice even when there aren't harbingers of potential danger out there as well. That's just plain good advice. You did trick me, Rosa. It's because 13 states turned into 50. The 13 strikes and 50 started. Well done. Maybe too personal. No, nothing too personal. Now, like I say, I'll answer anything you guys want to ask. But how did you feel after losing your virginity? I lost mine recently. I've grown in confidence since. Felt good. I liked it. At that point in my life, what was I? 15? 15. I had already passed that stage where I used to get bullied and everything. And at that point, confidence wasn't an issue for me anyway. So I don't think I got more confident. You just feel a little bit different because it's like you've discovered something new out there that's really cool and really fun. But not a big confidence difference, just because I had gone through that with confidence, but I had already kind of conquered that. Willie says, next post. The fairy godmother really here's a dress and a pumpkin, bitch. Now go get some royal dick. That's terrible. Willie, the fairy godmother is my wife's absolute favorite character. She loves her. I got to remember that. Here's a dress and a pumpkin, bitch. Now go get some royal dick. Pretty much. Javier says, I feel lost in life. Do I pursue my dreams or choose to be safe? Well, if you're asking me for advice on that, it's not even close. Listen, pursuing your dreams is the best thing you can do. As long as your dreams aren't to hurt anybody else, go out there and pursue your fucking dreams. Because let me tell you something, many times the reason that somebody doesn't pursue their dreams is they're afraid of failing. Having that pursuit and having it fail is way, way superior to never having gone after it. because life is absolutely more about the journey than the destination. You will have such good times, generally speaking, in pursuit of that dream. If it doesn't get you where you want to be, so what? You still had a lifetime of fun and adventure trying to get there. That one's not even close for me. Sentient Lawn Chair says, would you rather bang a gay guy or a lesbian? I'd rather bang the gay. If someone's got to bite the bullet and bang someone they're not attracted to, I'd rather it be me. That's good. All right. I like the philosophy in that, Sentient Lawn Chair. For me, I gotta, no, I would have to go with a lesbian. Just because it's just, I get what you're saying, but it's just the more natural attractiveness for me. Kira says, hey, Curtis, just want to say you're awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Is that, I can't quite make it out. Is that Revy in your thumbnail picture, Kira? No, I don't think it is. It looks like it's got the hair and everything. I was just curious because Revy makes me happy. Jack Harper says, more creative. Ooh, Jim Cornette or Paul Heyman? Ooh. That's a top. You can make a good case for both on that, Jack. For me personally, Heyman maybe a little more creative, Cornette more entertaining. Jim Cornette, and he's not even somebody I'm really, from what I've never met him personally, and I always like to put that out there. I know a lot of people that know him, like you guys. I've watched a lot of what he has to say, and because of that, he's not always my favorite person because I think he's kind of a dick. It's just, again, my opinion, I'm sure. And I don't like saying that stuff without somebody there to defend themselves. But I'm sure Jim Cornette doesn't really give a fuck what I think about him, nor should he. But yes, Jim Cornette's a phenomenal storyteller. If you want just somebody to listen to tell stories about the business, you can't go wrong with Cornette. I think Heyman's a little more creative, or I've liked what he's created more. Willie says it's official. I'm the last virgin standing. You'll get past it, Willie. You'll get past it. Repugnant Tone says, my dreams were taken from me and destroyed. I had my career going for my chef's papers, developed really bad eczema on my hands, ending my career. Oh, that's a shame, pal. That's a shame. That's too bad. But listen, you, again, my way of looking at it, there's always something else. And I know that hurts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not belittling it. But there's always something out there. There's always another passion to be had. There's always another mountain to climb. The first thing I ever wanted was a baseball career. I always wanted to be a professional baseball player, and I was good. I was a good baseball player. But then I went out and I played semi-pro ball in California, and we played the Oakland Ravens, who were full of ex and future pros. And it pointed out to me that while I was a good baseball player and I was here, professionals playing in the major leagues were here. So it wasn't going to happen for me. And it's tough, but again, you go on. Ranger says, if you had to choose watch nothing but anime or nothing but wrestling for the rest of your life, what would you pick? As much as I love wrestling, it's easy. It's anime. Because the writing and entertainment in anime is consistently much better than the writing and entertainment in wrestling. We've got phenomenal workers throughout the wrestling industry now, but the writing is not always up to what it should be. Ryan says, ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Curtis? No, I have not, but Brax is DMs. I don't think they did this semester, but his would have been sophomore and junior years in college. He had a regular group that played, and he was DM. So, I mean, I just know a little bit about it, but no, I've never played. Willie says, I'm 20. I only have 60 years left to lose it. I need to hurry. I think you'll make it, pal. Excuse me. Chrome says, Mushoku Tensei and Gintama, the next series at the Goosh, are up on Crunchy. There's a number of series I've wanted to watch for a while getting added. Mushoku is currently behind Premium, though. Oh, cool. I'll have to look for them, Chrome, because again, well, you guys will see, it'll be several days, but you guys will, over at the Goosh, will see those videos. It was ridiculous trying to get through Funimation today. Uh, Yokel? Yuji says Bulma is 4 years older than Chi-Chi, who is 20 years older than Gohan. Let that sink in, Curtis. Yeah. Everything makes me feel old. Hi, Garmin. Code says, how big of a gap in talent between AAA and a pro baseball player? Now, of course, I never reached those levels, Code, but I have been, since I was a kid, an avid reader of stories about baseball and of baseball players. And pretty much universally, I've heard them all say that the biggest jump in talent you'll ever make in your career is from AAA to the majors. That's what I mean. And again, this isn't coming from me. This is from people who have actually done it and I've read about. They said, going whatever from Little League to Babe Ruth to high school ball, from high school ball to college ball, from college ball to rookie leagues in the minors. Nothing is the jump as big as from AAA to majors. And if you think about it, that really makes sense. Because once you get to the majors, everybody is an absolute freak at playing that game. There's in AAA even, you still got guys who are never going to go to that next level, a lot of them. And, they're going to do something else for careers. Once you get to the bigs, you don't get a break. Aqua says, have you watched KG? No, I haven't. I'm not familiar with that one. Chimera says, from what you've seen so far, how does Dragon Ball compare to Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super? Now, GT, I've only watched in clips, of course. The only thing I remember about the clips of GT, just from what I've seen of it, I tend to have the same kind of sentiment that I hear from a lot of you guys. Like, it was okay, but the ending was really good. I like the ending of GT. It's hard to compare Dragon Ball to Super because they're so different. I would probably stay with the common perception. I think Z is probably the best. And I honestly, it would be a toss-up for me, the OG and Super. Because again, now, as I'm seeing in the original Dragon Ball, it turns darker as you go. But overall, it's much lighter in tone, obviously, than Super. And that Tournament of Power is just phenomenal. Yeah, I couldn't I'm always glad to tell you guys if I can make a call. I couldn't make a call. I don't know. The original and Super would be right there together for me. Chrome says, okay, so there's been another big video game leak today. NVIDIA, the GPU makers, were hacked. Again, they may have just leaked the Switch's successor. They leaked a ton of games by mistake last year. Jesus, really? I didn't see that. Wow. Lick says, I'd like to make a public service announcement for the kids watching tonight. Don't drink 20 shots in a row on a work night. It'll ruin your gut and your day. Feeling a little under the weather a bit, Lex. I understand. Coach says, do you think you're a better baseball player than Jordan? I will say, in my prime, I think I was as good a baseball player as Jordan. Is that saying an awful lot? Not really. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down Michael Jordan. I'm a huge fan. But he was, I was going to say he was an average baseball player, but he wasn't, to be honest, even an average baseball player. Javier says, now that The Undertaker is going to the Hall of Fame, how long do you get in? I wish. Oh, that would have been a dream right there. To have gotten to work Mark Calloway someday, to have actually gotten to wrestle the Undertaker, that would have been phenomenal. Lix knows how to party. Indeed, she does, Big Green. Oh, she said she was forced into a drinking game and lost. Yeah, yikes. That's a lot of shots. 99999 says, how old are you? I am an ancient 60. I was just talking about that with my friend Carrie. I don't feel like it. And I don't mean just like, one of these commercials where you can still be young, you're only as old as you feel. I'm just saying, it's like, where did the fucking time go? Because a lot of it, I guess, is because of my interests too. I'm still way into cartoons and now super into anime, and my sense of humor is that of like a 12-year-old. So maybe that's part of it, but I don't feel 60. Kara says, I miss Naruto reactions. Oh, those were fun. I watch them every morning going to college. Also, the character in my profile doesn't exist. I created. Oh, okay. See, the problem is, Kara, they're so little here. And used to be, I could click on you guys' icon pictures and get the bigger picture, and you can't anymore. Oh, it's cool. It's a cool look. All I could see was, it seems like between the skin tone and the dark hair, I was wondering if it was Revy. But yeah, as I look at it more, yeah, I can't blow it up much. Pip says 60 isn't even that old. Thanks, Pip. I appreciate that. Again, I don't feel old. Excuse me. Oh, ECW was around when I was wrestling. Josh says, if ECW was around when you were wrestling, would you have been a part of it? And do you think you would have been TV champ? Well, for one thing, we had a wrestling school in Schenectady, New York. And when the ECW guys would come through they would do shows in Schenectady every so often. They would come to our gym to work out. So I got to meet a bunch of them, got to know a bunch of them a little bit. And funny story, it's terrible how bad my memory is. I kick myself for not remembering this at the end. Well, when my career was winding down because of the concussions, my wife was freaked, which is understandable, was freaked out because I wasn't able to, if I looked at my ceiling fan, I would throw up and stuff like that. And I was forgetting stuff and forgot how to drive home from the mall. So she was a little freaked out, understandably. And I got an offer from a promoter. It was either in Boston or just outside of Boston, because I had a reputation for doing the hardcore stuff. And he offered me $350 to come in and close the show with a hardcore match with one of the ECW guys. And he said, burn the fucking place down. He said, I just want you guys to kill each other. I was like, cool. And it was the only time my wife had ever asked me not to do a match. So I honored it and I didn't go. And I can't remember which one of the guys it was. And I just remember I never got to work that guy either. I can't remember who it was. Chrome says their source code was leaked and there's references to what is likely to switch to. They leaked a ton of Capcom and Square Enix games. Oh, let me take a quick peek at that, you guys. Oh, boy. NVIDIA DLS. Wow. Wow. It's amazing there can still be leaks like that. Big Green says, okay, I have 3 questions for you, Curtis. What is your name? Curtis Kendi. What is your quest? To find the Holy Grail. What is your favorite color? Blue. No, yellow. Jake says, a friend of mine from high school made it to spring training, but then got suspended for weed, which the minors take seriously, but the majors don't, and he never bounced back after suspension. That's too bad, Jake. Well, when I broke my toe off, I told you guys that story. I was invited to, not to spring training, to a camp within spring training to try out for the team. And that's what I had to miss because I broke my toe off. Jack Harper says, when you have done post-retirement matches, has it only been tags like one of the tag matches I saw on YouTube recently? No, I did some singles stuff too. I retired because, again, it was very important to me. Braxton was little at the time. And it was probably a good thing. He probably saved me because I didn't give a fuck about having the brain damage myself. I just didn't, whether it's stupid or not, because I loved the business. But it's like, I don't want my son to grow up having his father just sitting in a corner drooling and having to be watered a couple times a day. So that's why I retired when I did. So because I think I retired of my own volition, but not because I couldn't wrestle anymore, because circumstances made me not want to. I always felt like I had to go back here and there. So that's what I've done. For special occasions, I would always go back and do an individual match. Igadgo says, who is one wrestler you would have had good chemistry with that you guys would know? It's always hard to say because you can't really tell what somebody is like from their ring persona. I get a little bit of insider information because a lot of my friends have worked with a lot of the big names that maybe I haven't met. If there was somebody I thought would be a lot of fun to work with of the current crop, I would say somebody like KO, Kevin Owens. I don't know why. It just always seemed to me that he would be a blast to do a match with. I like his sense of humor. I love the way he goes about the business. I love the way he wrestles. I think he'd have been a lot of fun. Is 42 really the answer to the ultimate question? Sure, Skydormer. Jesus Christ, Rosa. I wouldn't mind banging either a gay dude or a lesbian. I happen to be a flaming ball of horny. I have to fuck a oh. Oh, you're funny. Rowan says, hey Curtis, I have a question. How did you know you wanted to be a wrestler? I'm almost 30 and still don't know what to do with my life. I've always dreamed I was going to be famous and rich. Oh, pipe dreams. Nothing wrong with dreams like that. I just had a passion for it since I was little, Rowan. It was just something I saw on TV one day, and it immediately captivated me. This is back in the days of the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the WWF, and it came on every Sunday at 11 a.m., and because there's nobody else in my family was into it. It was just something I discovered on my own, and I just loved it. As I grew up, and now once I started wrestling, and I told you guys the whole story about having been bullied, and then when I decided to stop and I got into some fights, I discovered I liked fighting. So it was always, I guess that was the instinct of it. I like contact. I like hard hitting stuff. So wrestling just fit perfectly for me. It's never too late to do. Okay, there are some sports and stuff might be too late to do, but I mean, it's never too late to follow a dream or your dream. And believe it or not, 30 is not too old to even get into the wrestling biz. It would, obviously, it makes your odds longer of going to the big time. But if you wanted to go to a wrestling school and train, you could do shows for the next 20 years. And you'll get lots of indie work. But whatever it is, if you've got something that you want to do or some means that is attractive to you to try and become rich and famous, as I said, go for it. Because again, will it happen? The vast majority of us, no. But who cares? You had fun chasing a dream all your life. That's the way I've always looked at it. Repugnant Tone says, that's actually how I chose to become a chef. Used to watch Wok with Jan. Great cooking show, and he never failed to make me laugh. It's fun, isn't it? The things that influence you, when you're young. But again, Repugnant Tone, I completely understand what you're talking about. But there are other things out there. You'll find something else that you really enjoy. I'm planning to do some more Karen videos, Leslie. Yeah, I'm planning to. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lex. Fuck, marry, kill. Danny DeVito, Gilbert Gottfried, Willem Dafoe. I have nothing against them, but kill is Gilbert Gottfried because I couldn't take that voice for very long. Marry Danny DeVito, he'd be fun, and I'll just bang Willem Dafoe. Also, have you heard of the anime God of High School, Garmin? No, I don't think I've heard of God of High School. I don't think so. Vin says, I'll have to say your live streams always make my day. Since my wife has to work during the day since I can't and I'm always home alone, these always cheer me up. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Vin. I'll tell you, the live streams make my day. I just enjoy hanging out with you guys so much. So much. Jake says he played 7 years in the minors. Wow. Was with the Cubs AAA when suspended, then got released and picked up by the Blue Jays and played one season and let go. I don't know how much it hurt to be so close to Biggs. Yeah, that was my thought too, Jake. That I think that would have hurt me a lot more to have gotten that far and not made it. Ooh, so you can just taste it. Yeah, it's kind of like what Doc describes in Field of Dreams. Even though he got up there for, a cup of coffee. Yeah. Chrome says, like this leak doesn't guarantee we'll get a Switch successor next year, but come on, kind of obvious, especially after they leak Street Fighter 6. May just be like a Switch Pro. I'd be happy with it. Yeah, I've told you guys, I'm amazed by the Switch. Because we did not get one when they first came out. I was like, nah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. I don't think it's going to be that great. And when we finally broke down and bought one, Brax and I both love it. Oh, Chrome says God of High School was a Korean web manga. It was part of Crunchyroll's original anime line, so probably will never be continued. Oh, gotcha. Okay. More memes on Discord. I might be able to get back to them, Jeff. I definitely want to do some more Karens. I'm hoping to get back some more memes. It all depends on where we go with, what's going on in the world with the topical videos as well. Excuse me. Willie says my main goals in life are to make movies. Oh, that's cool, and to stop being horny all the goddamn time. Willie, I'm 60 and that hasn't stopped yet. So I don't know what to tell you there, my friend. All I can say is you got company. But yes, making movies is cool as hell. Scenting Armchair says, could you remember to drink pineapple juice this week? No, I fucking hate pineapple juice. So your sticky stuff can taste best for next FFA Friday. Let me slurp down that salty goose juice. Ah, salty goose juice. That's gross. I like that. Mr. Fizzaroli, what got me into anime? All these people around you sitting with you right now. The gang here talked me into it. And again, I don't know why I'd never tried it, because I've been a cartoon fanatic since I was a little kid. And the gang here just kept saying, dude, you will like anime. You will like anime. I was like, I don't know. And they finally convinced me to watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Because I had asked, I said, well, I've never seen Dragon Ball. They said, it doesn't matter. The Abridged stands by itself, which of course it does. And that was it. I watched that. I loved that. So then I started watching clips of the original of Dragon Ball Z itself. Loved that. And then the first series I watched in whole was Naruto, and it was off from there. Krusty says I'm gonna throw a curveball in here. Fuck, Mary, kill. Same as Dan DeVito. Chichi Bulma 18. Okay. Hate to say it and be an asshole. Chi-Chi's the kill. Chi-Chi annoys the shit out of me. Fuck Bulma because she's a freak. Mary 18 because I think she's got the personality I could deal with the best. Big Green says, okay, a legit question now, though I feel I might know the answer. How come you have done so much in your life? Every time you talk about your life, I'm like, he did this too? You probably do know the answer, Big Greens, because I determined early on I would not come to the end of my life and say, oh, God damn it, I wish I would have done that. Now, there were certain things I had a passion for, and others that I did just because I wanted to do them. Like I say, wrestling, I had a fanatical passion for. Comedy, I developed a real hardcore passion for. But you see that in my personality with anime. You guys know, I mean, I've gotten into that and I just have so much passion for it. But as far as all the things I've done, yes, it's because of that. It's one of the few, I guess, early on decisions or decrees I made my own life that I'm very glad I did. And I had always said, I'm not going to get to the end of days and say, oh, you know what? I'd always liked this or I'd always liked that. And I never really tried it. If I like it and want to try it, I've tried it. Vin says, have you seen Dance and the Vampire Bun? The manga is 10 times better because the series continues, but the anime is really good. It's not a common anime, but definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. No, I don't know of that one. I don't know of that one. Rosa says, I have a passion for committing war crimes and proxy wars and minor wars in which I should not even be present. Well, I've always said, Rosa, everybody has to have hobbies. Mr. Fizzaroli says, hey, Curtis, I heard that Cell is going to return in the next Dragon Ball movie. That'd be okay with me. I like Cell. As much as Frieza is really cool and was great in Super. Yeah, Perfect Cell is still my favorite Dragon Ball villain. I'm not even going to read that one out loud, Rosa. Chrome says, and then you decided to guarantee you'll have regrets and not seeing the end of One Piece in 50 years. Yeah. No, SEBR says, hey, Curtis, what happened to Breaking Bad reactions? YouTube issues? No, Curtis issues. I just haven't had the time for them. They take a long time because when I do them, I do the regular routine. First of all, they're longer episodes. Then I edit them for the Goosh, but then I have to re-edit them for YouTube. And with the amount of stuff I have that we're doing right now, I just don't have time. I actually, on my XSplit, I keep presets for the different series, whether it's Try Not to Laugh or this, that, or the other. I still have the preset there for it because I would still want to see it, but it's going to have to be when I'm able to clear some time somewhere. Say your name, please. Joseph Toth. Oh, I thought it was going to be a name. I thought it was going to be a name hard to say. Hey, Joseph. Wink says, have you ever wanted to try gay sex? And if not, how can I convince you to try it, specifically with me? No, I got to admit, it's not anything that ever... I've always said maybe it's just because, anything that a dude has, I already have. I can play with that if I want. But what girls have, I don't have. I don't have access to it. Unless, there's a girl out there kind enough to let me play. Which I appreciate greatly, ladies, just so you know. Yeah, exactly, Big Green. It's not really a decision not taken. It's more about One Piece refusing to end. Chrome says, fair. Breaking Bad episodes are pretty long. Yeah, you're already watching so much. Yeah, that's what it is, Chrome. It's just time because I really enjoyed it. First couple episodes, I liked it a lot. And if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't still have that preset there because I just said, no, I'm just not going to do that one. But I keep hoping, and again, with having these going to be away in the middle of the month, there's no way it could be this month because, I have to compact things even more. So I'm hoping to at some point, though, because it was good. It was really good. Let's see. Morgan says, my birthday's on Friday. Oh, happy birthday a little early, Morgan. I haven't been able to eat anything but bland carbs and smoothies for a week. Damn morning sickness. I want birthday cake. Oh, yeah. I hope. Oh, Morgan, I hope so. I hope it clears up enough for you that you can enjoy your birthday cake. What are you looking? My Brax and my grandson both are way into those ice cream cakes. They love them. We have a bakery not far from us that makes it's an Italian bakery, phenomenal, ridiculous cakes. What if your stomach will allow, what kind of cake are you looking for, Morgan? Yes, Garmin says another anime that has infinite episodes is Case Closed, Detective Conan. Yeah, we've joked about that many times about how we should, as we caught up with One Piece, go right into Detective Jimmy. Yeah, Rosa. Curtis, I have a question for you. Why is there a green screen behind you, and why do you keep banning Mark Bark? Also, your name isn't Curtis. Hi, Jeff. Good to have you. Hey, Curtis, have you ever thought about watching WWE Top 10 moments? I mean, I've watched some of those videos online. There's a lot of top 10 lists and stuff for WWE. I've watched them. Daniel says, Curtis, if WWE 3 happens, we're all going to drive to where you are, and you'll lead us. Oh man, I wish I could throw a protective shield around all of you. Would you flash a nipple if I said please? Tell me that's not a question, Jack. Come on, you can't go giving stuff away. I'm a slut, not a whore. I want to get paid. Besides, I have on tassels right now. Oh, let's see. Freddie says, what workout you recommend to reduce fat man tits? Well, first thing you need to do is cardio, because it's fat cells that, create fat man tits. And then, believe it or not, just plain old-fashioned push-ups. They're a great, make sure you got a good, solid, comfortable spread of your hands. Do a set of on a given day, do several sets of push-ups to failure like this. On another day, do several sets of push-ups like this, because that'll build your triceps too. If you're going to be building your chest, you'll look weird. That'll build your triceps up too. Just do different angles, do push-ups, do cardio, and just watch your diet. That will do it. And by that, again, like I said, I'm not big on go to this diet plan or that diet plan. Just eat an even amount of everything and watch your portion sizes. If you do that, because a lot of people think like if they have fat on their belly, they go, well, I'll just start doing sit-ups. Well, yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to build a really thick mass of muscle in your stomach that's behind those fat cells. You get rid of the fat with the cardio and with the diet being proper, and then you build the muscle, and that'll give the shape to your chest. Diddley says, what workout do you recommend to induce fat man tits? None of the above. That workout, I recommend donuts, syrup, and the couch. Oh, Morgan says, my favorite cake is chocolate cake with vanilla buttercream. Ice cream cake might work. I can have ice cream. My poor kid's getting garbage. That's all right, Morgan. He's enjoying it. He or she's enjoying it. Chocolate cake with vanilla. Yeah, I like buttercream frosting. Oh, Morgan, I wish you guys were closer. I wish I could have a cake sent to you from this place we have near us. Holy shit, it's so good. Hey, Philip. Glad to see you. Jake says, just imagine One Piece live action being really good. Oh, wouldn't that be cool if it was? If that miracle happens, then we have the manga and anime ends. We still have another 20 years of One Piece adaptation to watch. True. Hey, Big Green. Hey, Curtis, as a Mario connoisseur, such as yourself, what is your favorite thing about this amazing franchise created by the geniuses at Nintendo? For those of you who don't know, Big Green's making reference to this dude we had come into a stream one day that just decided I was a huge Mario fanatic. And he was adamant that I needed to tell him when I was going to be getting the latest Mario release or something like that. It was just a wing nut. Because Mario stuff's okay. It's not ever been something that's a big deal to me. But definitely my favorite thing about the franchise is Kart. Mario Kart is the one Mario offering that I can play over and over and over. Connor says, what do you recommend for someone who wants to get into wrestling? Find a good wrestling school. And by good, I mean, do some checking up on it. That's one of the good advantages to the internet is you can get real reviews on most anything, and that includes a wrestling school, because some of them suck ass. You get people who were never trained themselves running wrestling schools throughout the nation. Find one that's that's run by somebody who will teach you the actual basics, not only teach you how to wrestle, but teach you how to work yourself into the business elements of the wrestling business. Rick says, would you be willing to try straight sex? I know gross cooties, but it's underrated. Yeah, I might try it. Rosa says, what workout do you recommend for a trans woman that needs female tits? If you don't recommend something, you're literally a bigot and a misogynist. I like that you put literally in there too, Rosa, because that's one of their go-tos as well. You are literally, and fill in the blank, workout recommend for a trans woman that needs female tits. Boy, I don't know. I mean, how do you I thought you were gonna say, what do you recommend? And I was gonna say plastic surgery and think I was witty, but you said workout, so you ruined that for me. What workout to make? I don't know. I'll have to. Let me take a look afterwards. I'll do some research on Chris Christie and see how he got his tits. Maybe there'll be something there. Yeah, Big Green, you are literally Hitler. Exactly. I like that Rosa knows what she's doing when she satirizes something. You got to have that word literally in there. I knew that at one time. Shade you stress? Yes, I have a question. How many looks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? That commercial was actually big when I was a kid. The one with Mr. Owl. And so, of course, because we're dipshits with nothing else to do, my cousin and I went down to the local corner store there and bought a few Tootsie Pops, and we tried it. I've long since forgotten what the number was. I know. I think actually, to be fair, and you can tell I'm a fat kid, because if I remember right, we were young, but if I remember right, he actually came up with a number. I got frustrated and bit that fucker and ate it. I got annoyed. I was like, I don't have patience for this, but he did it. Rosalina says, "Hey Curtis, another question on the trophy behind you." Spaz Kid, all of his stuff goes up way above mine. Let's see. That is a first place trophy he won in a singing contest when he was in 5th grade and everybody else in the contest was in high school. Let's see over here. That's a bowling trophy. He bowled through high school. I think those are the only awards I have up there. Oh, see this, anything I won like here is cool. And don't get me wrong, that's what was that? Oh no, that's not the award. That's our silver play button over there, this side. This one is mine right here. That was a favorite wrestler of 2000 from a Fed I used to wrestle for. But anything that Brax has accomplished, I take much greater pride in than anything I've accomplished. Joseph says, which workout method do you prefer? Well, Joseph, see, that varies widely because of my age. At 60, I still work out basically the same I did when I was younger, but you have to space everything entirely differently, particularly with weights, because the recovery time between workouts grows dramatically as you get older, dramatically. For me, the cornerstone of my workouts has always been bag work, hitting the bag, or now downstairs I have Bob, punching Bob in the face, just because I like it, feels good, gives me a little cardio, and keeps my hands in shape in case I decide I want to punch somebody. But again, I like the combination of weights, cardio where I have to, and bag work. But again, I would hesitate to give anybody specific advice like on the weight training or anything, because it's going to be much different for you young guys and girls than it is for me. You're able to recover so much quicker than am I. And it took me a while to realize that. My doctor had helped me with it, because I'm like, Doc, my workout sucked, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, at the time I was like 55, he says, you can't train that often anymore. You're overtraining. And I'm like, well, that's what I thought. I felt like I was overtrained, but it's like, I'm only going every 5th day. He said, yeah, try every week on a body part. I was like, oh. Hey, is Bob still in one piece? Yes. I got to admit, he can take a beating. I was looking the other day while I was working out, and he is starting to get, he'd swear his face was bruised, but it's just from all the the coloring of the gloves coming off on his face. Very cool, Chrome. She says, by the way, I got some good news today. I got a second offer for a college financial services course. So I'm going back to college later this year. Just need to send proof of qualifications. Congratulations. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, whippersnappers. That's very cool. Lewis says, hey, Curtis, I recently won my first pro MMA fight. Good. Congratulations. For the next one, I'm calling you out of retirement. All you'd have to do against me is survive the first 30 seconds, and then there's not even a threat anymore because my cardio is so bad. I can already tell you my strategy. I'm going to stand here in the middle and hope you'll come to me, and I'm going to hope to hit you with a bomb, and if not, you win. Yeah, elderly man abusing a cripple with daily beatings. Yeah, pretty much. Diddley says, fuck the train. That's all I know. Always and forever. Oh. Morgan says, Oh, what do men like for birthdays? Father-in-law birthday, 2 days. Oh, it's so hard to say, Morgan, because everybody's got such different interests. I try and think what across the board, and I'm in a bad one to ask, even if he's in my age category, because all the stuff I like is not even close to typical of most of my peers. That's why I typically just have much more fun talking with you guys than I do with people my own age, because the interests are just different. That's a tough one. I'd probably cop out and go the gift card route or something, Morgan, to be honest with you. In that situation, I'd probably go to the old Amazon, where you can get whatever it is, you can get it there. I mean, you guys know me enough that it's easy. You can always get me something with anime titties, and I'm going to be happy. But yeah, that's a tough one. Indeed, Lude says I boobs for my birthday. It's truth. Jack says blowjobs. We like blowjobs. You can buy them, but those depend on where you live. If you can legally buy one for him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's even more generic. Quote says money, just give plain cash. Cold hard cash. That's what everybody's saying too, Morgan. And they're not wrong. I mean, that's always fun. It's fun to get a card with some cash in it, because it's money you can just spend on whatever. Go down to the corner store and buy a couple scratch offs or something. I mean, First wave negativity says, "Are you a reading person? If so, what's your favorite book?" Not anymore. Just time again. I do enjoy reading. I haven't read anything of significance in a long time because of time. My favorite book of all time, being a baseball fan, was always Ball 4. I just that opened up my eyes so much as a kid to, it's like, this is what goes on in the major leagues. So it was a big deal to me. Raziel Kane says, Curtis, what's the worst submission hold to be on the receiving end of? Oh, there's lots of them. And believe it or not, hammerlocks themselves can hurt. Kimuras can hurt. And of course, rear naked chokes, I think, hurt typically even more than guillotines. Just seems like the leverage you have here with the rear naked choke, it takes you a little longer to go night-night. And so you get to, whereas a guillotine, you cinch in a guillotine fast, you're sleeping in a hurry. Where rear naked chokes, it's like it grinds you for a while before you get to get to hit unconsciousness. Exactly, Chrome. She says, hell, you still haven't been able to read the Hunter x Hunter manga. And I've had it how many years on my computer? Got started and just never get back to it. Rosalina says, who's the greater enemy, Susan or the train? Prior to the last several months, I probably would have said train. Now I got to go with Susan, the way things are going. Lyrics. You want to find a cheap blowjob? It's basically the same as the fancy ones. Here's my number, by the way. You're the best. There's a move called rear naked choke. Where the fuck has that been all my life, Jack says. Wang says, I don't know what a submission hold is, but I definitely want to be on the wrong end of one. Well, it's too, in fairness, it all depends on how firmly whatever the submission hold is, it's applied. I mean, if you're going to apply a Kimura, say on the arm, and just squeeze it until somebody taps, that's uncomfortable and it hurts. But if you're going to apply an ankle lock and be an overzealous idiot and just break the ankle, well, that's going to hurt more. So it all depends too on who's applying it and what their intentions are. Dilly says Susan is the one driving the train. Yeah, I would not doubt that at all. Buy them a fleshlight. Can't go wrong with that sentient lawn chair. Let's see. Rosa says, my boyfriend is so annoying to shop for. If I buy something that's too expensive, he gets self-aware and feels bad about me buying it for him. If I buy nothing or something cheap, he's happy, but I feel bad. I think, I'll tell you, Rosa, I think that's more commonplace than one might imagine, because I know a lot of people who've been in situations like that. It's like, okay, yeah, because especially too if the relationship is on the newer side. You know, once you get used to each other, then it becomes easy. You know what you're supposed to do and you do it. Chrome says, despite the world imploding, this year might be my best in a long time. Ton of great games, anime, books, going back to Florida and Disney later this year. Now back to college for math. Oh, Chrome, that's awesome. You got to make sure you let me know when you go to Disney, Chrome. Please. I'll be anxious to know and hear about your trip. Hey, really? Everything Nostalgic says, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'll be 25. Good for you, pal. Happy birthday. 25. Now that we were just talking about that the other day. That is the age of ultimate legality. Because when we're trying to think of things, what can you do or not do at certain ages, after 25 and being it the ability to rent a car, we couldn't think of anything you're not allowed to do anymore. So happy birthday. Everton says, hey, Curtis, when did you realize you could use humor to soften out situations and make things look less tough than they seem? I mean, it's what is there to love about comedy, I think. I agree with you 100%. It was not, and I agree with you, I do that all the time. It wasn't an epiphany moment, Everton. It's not something like, one day I went, hey, you know what would work? It was just over time and having that love of comedy and trying to make people laugh. It just became, it's like, well, cool, that I feel comfortable if I can make somebody laugh. It seems like the people feel comfortable. And then when I realized too, listen, I got this face, I got nothing special about me in any way. I wasn't a rich guy, certainly not a model looking guy. When I discovered that you could really make women comfortable, I was a teenager at the time, you could make girls comfortable talking to them if you could make them laugh. It was like, oh, well, this has got some serious real life possibilities here. Lick says, we should play a game of wrestling move or sex routine sometime, Curtis. Good game, Licks, because as somebody who's had a decent amount of experience at both, they're this close together a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm not even sure which one I was doing in either situation. Lick says, I haven't made a super chat here in yonks. When Lou says, Licks with a shiny super chat, throwing my balls at her. Chrome says, I think it's meant to be September, October-ish. I've saved away £1,000 for personal spending money. Good. It was going to be changed to dollar last month. Glad I waited. Yeah, really. Perfect time to go, Chrome. Right now, the crowds in Disney are the worst they've ever been for this time of year until spring break when it was always bad. But January and February were the busiest January and February anybody can remember. I do think right when you're going, my opinion, I think what you're getting is everybody's just, was cooped up with COVID and everything. They're getting out and about. And the 50th anniversary thing is still going on. So everybody wanted to see that. I think you're going at just the right time because typically September and October are the slowest months of the year anyway in Disney. And I think it's going to be especially true this year because everybody will have by then satisfied that need to get out down there. But stay in touch with me, of course, about it as you go. Anything you have questions about or anything, let me know, especially using that, what do they call it? Their plus system there for getting the rides. Oh, God damn it. Name's got out of my head. But using that effectively will really, really help you have really productive days getting to do a lot. He says, the fact that some people think there's difference between wrestling moves and sex routines is baffling in a lot of cases. Very true, Link. Very true. Ashley says, do you like 80s rock music? Yeah. The hair bands weren't bad. The hair bands had a lot of good music. Sure. First Wave Negativity says, favorite lift of the big three, meaning the power lifts. I was best at deadlifting. Always had a good deadlift. Chrome says, "Oh wow, LOL, I didn't realize it was Disney World's 50th anniversary." She said, "I just knew the Halloween stuff should be." Yes, it will be September. It starts in late August, so it will be, and the Halloween stuff is awesome. And if it's with not getting to go often, if it's within your budget, the Halloween party is worth the money. It's a lot of fun. You have a good time at that Halloween party. It's an after hours party in Magic Kingdom. We'll talk a lot about it when you get there. But yes, the 50th will still be going. Yes, it will still be going on then, because they started it this October and it's going for 18 months, or last October. It's going for 18 months, so all the 50th stuff will still be going on. You're going at a great time. It's still extremely warm, not as bad as typically July and August, but still very warm. But the crowds will be as low as they're going to get. First wave negativity says base stands are benches for pussies. Let's see. Jeff says, if you do watch more memes you find on Discord, I have one that's pretty good. Burn on Stephen Hawking. Oh, Jeff, he just took such a beating here for so long. It's so funny. Philip says, mother-in-laws are much easier to buy for. My dad actually didn't bring anything when he met my mom's parents, and it still went over well. My brother brought flowers, chocolate, and a bottle of wine. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Slushy is what I call a facial, Jack says. Oh. Belarus Holiday says, so wrestling career for the most people ends in the 50s, just like sex. What the fuck am I laughing at? That's sad and it's truth on both sides. Chrome says, nice. I should probably pick up some good souvenirs between the 50th, Epcot, and Florida Mall. Yep. I've been around that time of year before, but for Universal Fright Night, just not Disney. Oh, yeah, you'll have... Universal Fright Night's cool, too. But you'll have a good time, Chrome. Yeah, it's a good time to go with that 50th. There is a lot of cool stuff there. Like you say, the souvenir shopping will be excellent. And you would imagine by then, the big thing is they'll have the character meets back and everything. And that's huge. It changes the whole experience. I know they just brought back the citizens of... what do they call them? Citizens of Hollywood or whatever it is, but the street performers in Hollywood studios, they're awesome. They're so funny. I love their senses of humor. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. Guys, thank you so much for the stream. This was a blast. I think as we're talking about all this stuff going on in the world, and we will be, we'll keep doing these every so often just to break it up. And it just feels good to just laugh and have fun together, because that's what I love about having this channel is you guys and this community. And this really does. It's invigorating. And not just because we're talking a lot about anime titties and blowjobs. It's just invigorating in general. Although that stuff did help. And since I'm invigorated, that's going to be the code word of the day for the sticky stuff. It's invigorated sticky stuff. So you guys better get ready. It might be almost toxic. It's so invigorated. Pampu pampu. Sticky stuff for you. Sticky stuff for you. Sticky stuff for you. Sticky stuff for you. Sticky stuff for you way back there. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashily like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and you bet your ass it's invigorated as hell. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.